Hello and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we will be solving basic operations that are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in the right order using the order of operations. So order of operation is just you solving your basic operations in the right format, in the right order. And the order of operation that is mostly used is called BODMAS. It is commonly called BODMAS. BODMAS simply means bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. When we're younger and when we learned BODMAS, we usually call it bracket of division. I don't know how, or I don't know who taught us that. I can't really remember if it was our teachers in school then that told us that the O stands for off, but it's a very wrong teaching. The O stands for other. So the B stands for bracket. That's your parenthesis or your bracket. The O stands for other. The D stands for division, M stands for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. So this is the process that you need to follow in order to solve basic operations. But then there are some rules that applies to it. But before I tell you about the rules, let's look at other order of operations that are also used worldwide. We also have what we call PEMDAS. Now, PEMDAS is mostly used in the USA for the US curriculums. It is still the same thing, but the P there represents parentheses, just like B represents brackets, while E represents exponents. It is the same thing as O that represents other. Then M, D, A, and S, they have the same name. And then the next, BODMAS. BODMAS, the B is for bracket, the I is for indices, which is also powers or exponents, just like other or exponents. We have BEDMAS. There is GEMDAS. Now, GEMDAS is grouping symbols, like brackets, parentheses. So you see, the difference is just the names. They all mean the same thing. It could be brackets, like BODMAS. It could be parentheses, like PEMDAS. It could be grouping, like GEMDAS. So they all mean the same thing. All right. So now for the sake of this class, we're going to use BODMAS. So let's use BODMAS. Now, BODMAS means that the first thing you do, you solve the questions that are in a bracket. You solve the questions that are in a bracket first. After that, you now solve any question that has an exponent or have a power. For example, 2 raised to the power of 3. This is an exponent. This is an order. You solve this next. Then after that, division and multiplication. Now, division and multiplication, anyone can come at the same time. Yes, it depends on which one comes first in the equation. For example, if you have something like this, 5 times 12 divided by 2, you're going to do your multiplication first, 5 times 12, before you do the division. Okay, and this gives us 25. But if you have this, if you have 48 divided by 4 times 2, here now you will not do the multiplication first, you will do the division first before the multiplication, which will be 12 times 2, which is 24. So like I said, in multiplication and division, any of them can come first based on which one comes first in the equation. And that same rule applies to addition and subtraction. Anyone can also come first depending on which one comes first in the equation. Okay, so let's look at some examples and how we can apply the BODMAS. Welcome back. So here we have some examples. Our first example is a bracket open, 100 minus 40 divide by 5 times 2. Close your bracket, then times 2. When we have a question like this, what do we do first? Remember, our BODMAS, bracket comes first. So that means we'll solve everything that is inside the bracket. Now, in the bracket, we have subtraction, we have division, then multiplication. Remember that division and multiplication has to come first before addition and subtraction. And which one comes first in the equation? It is what? Your division. Your division comes first. So I'm going to do my division first. So 40 divided by 5 will give me 8. All right. So I still have my 100 minus 8 times 2, then times 2 out here. So you see, the only thing I've done is what? 40 divided by 5. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is my multiplication. Remember, I'm still working inside the bracket. Then the next thing I'll do is 8 times 2, which is what? 16. Then I still have my 100 minus 16, then times 2. Remember, I am still working with what is inside the bracket. Then 100 minus 16. 100 minus 16 would give us 84. So that is 84 times 2. And when you multiply 84 times 2, you get 168. So that is our answer. Question 2. Question 2 says 2 raised to the power of 4 times, in a bracket, 3 raised to the power of 2 plus 5 times 2, close your bracket, minus, open another bracket, 4 raised to the power of 3, divide by 8, plus 6 raised to the power of 2, close your bracket, and then close the last bracket. Okay, so which one do we do first? Remember, you start with your brackets, but we have like brackets inside brackets. So you start with the brackets inside the bracket. So let's do this first bracket here. So this first bracket, we have addition, we have multiplication, and we have an exponent. This 3 raised to the power of 2 is an exponent. So we have an exponent. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, so my exponent is what? 3 raised to the power of 2, that is 9. Then plus 5 times 2. Okay, and the next I'm going to do the multiplication, which is 5 times 2, which is 10. So that's 9 plus 10. And then this gives me what's 19. So I'm going to bring down back my 2 raised to the power of 4 times 19 minus, this bracket is still here, 4 raised to the power of 3 divided by 8 plus 6 raised to the power of 2. Okay, close the bracket. So next, let's do the next bracket. First, we'll start with the exponents. 4 raised to the power of 3, that will give us 64. Then next, we do what? The division. No, sorry, we don't do the division next. We do 6 raised to the power of 2. Yes, 6 raised to the power of 2. 6 times 2, sorry, 6 times 6 gives us 36. All right, 6 times 6 gives us 36. So now, we now do the division, which is 64 divided by 8. We have 8 plus 36. And that would give us 44. Okay, let me erase this equal sign. So this bracket here gives us 44. Therefore, we have 2 raised to the power of 4 times 19 minus 44. You see how we're reducing our equation. It's becoming smaller. Then the next we do is 2 raised to the power of 4. And that will give us 16 times 19 minus 44. I'm sure you know what to do next here. You must do the multiplication first. 16 times 19 gives us 304 minus 44. And our final answer is 260. I hope you understand. You can go back and watch do a replay of the examples so that you can understand better. Let's move into the practice section. Hello and welcome to the practice section. So in this practice section, I would like you to practice with these questions. First of all, I'll give you time to do this question. So please pause the video here and try to do these questions on your own, question 1 and question 2. And when you've tried it and you've gotten your answer, you can play back the video and you'll see how I solved it. Okay, we're back. So question 1 and 2 that I asked you to solve earlier, let's solve it together now. So question 1 is a bracket, 72 divided by 9, close your bracket, times, open a bracket, 5 plus 7 divided by 7, close the bracket. So like we said before, you start with the bracket. I started here with 72 divided by 9, and that will give me 8, times 7 divided by 7. Remember, in the second bracket, we have 5 plus 7 divided by 7. Division comes first before addition. So we don't do 5 plus 7, that is 12, and then divide by 7. No, you get it wrong. You get a totally different answer. So you first of all do the division, which is 7 divided by 7, and that's 1. Then 5 plus 1, that is 6. So we have 8 times 6, and that will give us 48. So if you got 48, you are very correct. Number 2, the question, bracket 8 square divide by 4 plus 3 square, close your bracket, times 5 plus 1 minus 6 times 2 cube. So you start with the bracket. We'll start with the bracket 8 square, divide by 4 plus 3 square. So start with your exponents. 8 square is 64. Then 3 square there is 9. So 64 divided by 4. Division comes before addition, remember. 64 divided by 4, then plus 9 will give us 25. So you first of all do 64 divided by 4, which is 16. Add your 9 and you get 25. Then in the next bracket, we have 5 plus 1. That's what gave us 6 here. And then minus 6 times 2 raised to the power of 3, which is 2 cube. So we'll do the cube first. 2 cube is what? 8. So we have 25 times 6 minus 6 times 8. Remember, multiplication comes before subtraction. So you do your multiplications first. 25 times 6 gives us 150. And then 6 times 8 gives us 48. So 150 minus 48, and your answer is 102. If you got 102, you are very correct. So if you got everything right, 2 out of 2, let me know in the comment section because you're a genius. And now it's time for tryouts. So these are 4 questions you will have to do on your own. After the video, you can post your answers in the comment section, and I'll let you know if you got them right or not. But I'm sure you guys are going to get it right if you follow the examples that I did earlier and the explanations I made earlier. All right, so this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. In my next video, we're going to do more questions on something different, but still on maths. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.